Hi, I'm Colin with Blue Marble Consulting, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate SAP's S/4HANA Finance bank account management. So we're going to go through the process of opening a bank account, beginning with creating the request to open a bank account, all the way through approving that request as a bank relationship manager. Now, as an authorized reseller of SAP S/4HANA Finance, Blue Marble can implement a solution very similar to this or customized to your needs. Now, in this demonstration, we'll be playing the role of the best-run corporation, and they operate in many different countries, and they group their reports and financials in Europe. And here we see the central cockpit for bank account management. Now, our first step will be to open a bank account. So to do this, we'll go to our Manage Bank Accounts tile, and then we're going to choose a particular bank and then create a new bank account to do so for that particular bank. In this situation, we'll be using Citibank, so we'll click on this, then we'll go to Create New Bank Account. And we'll just need to enter in pertinent information like company code, currency, account type, and then we'll just have to save this. So we'll put in the company code, which in this scenario will be 3010. For the account holder, we'll put in financial manager, account holder. Currency, since they're reporting in Europe, then we will use the European currency. And then a description and an account type. For account type, we'll just put in current account, which is 02. I'll just go ahead and maximize this window here. And now that everything is input here, we can save and submit. And now what this is doing is creating a request to create this new bank account, since we just can't create them whenever we want. So there's a request process. So you can see that we already have a title for this request, and then if you want, you can input a note if you want to. And I'll click Submit. And we can see by these information messages at the top that the submission was successful. So now we can X out and go back to our Launchpad. So here we are back at this original Launchpad where we are, and now the next step is to check the status in my send request. Now this won't happen all at once like it is now. This will happen over a period of maybe days or even weeks, depends on the organization. But next step in this process is to check the status. So to do that, we'll just go to my send requests. And in this case, this will be probably a subsidiary finance manager who wants to check the status of the item that we had just created. And they'll be able to check the status and also approve from here. So we can see that there are a variety of these different requests. This first one up here is what we just created. So I'll click on this. And then we'll go to the approval history. We'll click on this note icon. We can see that note that we just created for this particular request. And so far in this process, we've created the request, and now we're just taking a look at the request and have viewed the note that we created related to that request to create a bank account. Now we'll go back to the Fiori Launchpad. Now the next step that we'll take will be to have the Global Cash Manager approve this particular request. So we'll have to log out, since it will be a different user, and then log in as that Global Cash Manager. At this point in the process, the cash manager would have received an email notification asking him to approve the request sent by the previous user, the user that we were just previously logged in as. So now he logs in and he will open up the request. So we'll go into this My Bank Account work list. You can see instantly that there are 7 requests from there, but we can go in and view all of these in one area. So here are obviously all of our different requests for approval. Up at the top is the one that was just created in this demo, so I'll click on this to view more information for this. And now this cash manager wants to see the existing bank accounts before he approves the request so that he can cross-check the different attributes with existing bank accounts open within the same bank. So to do so, all he needs to do is click on this existing bank accounts button up top. And based on what he'll see here, he will either approve or reject this request. And from this pop-up here, this cash manager can click on any of these different accounts and review these to help inform his decision on whether or not to approve or reject the request. So once he has reviewed all of these different banks or enough accounts, he will close the window and then go back and either approve or reject this request. So in this case, he's already decided to approve the request. It's as easy as clicking the approve button right up top here. And in addition to just approving the request, you can enter in a note for this as well. And then approve it. And once again, we have these information messages at the top. We can see that that request was approved, and it also has, with that approval, is a note to the bank relationship manager, which will lead us into the next step, which is where we will log in as that bank relationship manager. So now that we have that message, we'll close out and then log out of this, and then log back in as the bank relationship manager. Right, now this will be the last time that we log in, so we'll go in as the relationship manager. And now he wants to approve the request and then update the payment signatories. Now, bank account management is very well integrated with business continuity management. So when paying in cash via this particular bank account, these payments need the signatories to approve of these. So now that we're logged in as the bank relationship manager, we'll go ahead and approve this request. So we'll go over to the My Bank Account work list. You can see that there's 3 requests in here. One of those will be the ones that we just created. And here we can see that this is the request that we created. So I'll click on this to open up information related to this. And we'll just have to quickly fill in some information that's mandatory, like the opening date. I will just put in today's date, which is the 28th of August, as well as the account number, and a description, which we already see is in here. So now we'll go to the Payment Signatories tab so that we can maintain these signatories. So we'll go back up, and here we can go over to this tab. And it looks like my formatting may be wrong, which it is, so I just need to change that. So put in day. And the good thing about this system is that it won't let you enter incorrect data, which could pose a problem later on down the road. So we'll enter in that date, and now we look good to go. So we'll go over to the Payment Signatories tab, where we see that there is no data available. So we'll need to add payment signatories. So we'll just click on Add, and we will add a signatory group. So in this case, we'll just put SIG GRP1. And we can use this drop down to find signatories. In this case, I'll just choose at random this one right here. And then we can put in an amount per document, which we'll put in as 1 million. In addition, we can also look at our overdraft limits and set those if you so choose. In this demonstration, we will not, but that's just another functionality of SAP's finance. And finally, we'll go over to the additional data tab to see if there's anything else missing that we may need to add, which there's not, so I'll just go ahead and click confirm. And just like many other steps within this process, we can add a note at this stage in the request. This can make it very helpful to understand where things are coming from or where they're going. When you can attach a note like this, it can make the process flow quite a bit more smooth. So I'll go ahead and click confirm, and then we'll get a message that's saying that the change request was confirmed, which we can see up here. So that ends our task as the bank relationship manager. Now there's one more step, and that is to play the part of the IT consultant who's maintaining the connectivity path. And I'll explain what that is as we go through here. But so what we'll do is close out and log out of this user, and then we will log back in to the Fiori Launchpad. And so this last step is important just to showcase another piece of functionality. So the new bank account management supports these features that help manage bank accounts in remote systems. And not only that, but it's well integrated with other cash management apps. So for example, you can import the bank account balance to the remote bank account and then monitor that cash position in the app cash position, as well as the cash position details. So there's a lot of moving parts here, and this step that we're taking right now as the IT consultant is to help maintain the connectivity between all of these moving parts. So we'll log in as that IT consultant. Now we're back to the Fiori Launchpad, and we'll take a look at our bank account work list right here. And now we'll open up our approved request, this one right up at the top. And then we're going to link the account to the house bank, the remote GL, and remote house bank. So to do this, we'll go to the connectivity path. And from here, you'll just fill in the required details per your business needs. And finally, we'll take a look at the additional data to see if there's anything else missing, which looks good right now. And then finally, we'll go back up to this confirm button here. We will confirm this request or these changes, and we'll also add a note. And then we'll click on confirm. You can see this note up here that this went through smoothly. And so that completes this brief process of the overview of bank account management. Just to recap, we created a request to open up a bank account. We then could check the status of that request at any time, as well as looking at notes associated with that request. Then we logged out and logged back in as a global cash manager and approved that request. And then from there, we view the request as a bank relationship manager to approve the request. And then finally, we played the role of an IT consultant, and they are the ones who will maintain connectivity between these different bank accounts. And so that concludes another SAP S/4HANA Finance video. If you'd like any more information on how Blue Marble Consulting can implement a solution just like this for you, please call one of our numbers listed here. And for an extensive catalog of different Fiori apps, please visit our website at sap-bmc.com/Fiori.